fish of the day, and I think it's a bass actually. Something other than what I'm out here to catch. Now it's a trout, which means it gets thrown back. They stock this lake with rainbow trout. I haven't caught one of these since I was living in Utah, but you have to have a permit to keep them. They make good catfish bait, but you gotta have a permit to keep them. I don't have that permit, so we'll get this one off the hook and get it released and try to catch a bluegill. I've found in the past that these things are so difficult to hold in the hand. It's almost easiest if you just unhook them in the water, if you can. I'd like to get that hook back. Alright, fish is gone. Thankfully, I got my hook back. Worm is still kind of hanging on. Let's get that worm back on the hook. Cast back out and try to find a bluegill. So, I'm out today looking currently for catfish bait. My plan is to fish all day, and I was kind of hoping I'd come out and catch some catfish bait this morning to be able to have an afternoon catfishing trip, and maybe have a little extra too to stockpile in the freezer for when times get hard later on into the summer. I came out here last week and was having a little bit of luck with bluegill. Caught a few fish, and the bite wasn't really hot, but was getting a few bites. It was really the first decent bite of the year that I had, and I had been over there on the other side of the lake, and that's kind of where I wanted to be again today. It's shallower over there. I think the water's a little bit warmer over there, but today and the past few days the wind has just really been cranking, and it's blowing in that direction to where with the light tackle that I'm using, it really made it kind of impossible to fish over there. So I came over here to the other side of the lake. I'm out of the wind. I'm protected from the wind, which makes it a lot more pleasant to sit here, a lot more pleasant to fish. But I don't know if the fish are over here or not. So regardless, whether I catch bait or not this morning, I'll get out of here probably around noon, get out and do some catfishing this afternoon. Now, we're still real early in the spring. I haven't had any luck on the catfish on the river yet this year, but I'm expecting that at any time that bite will start to pick up, and I want to be there when it does. So that's kind of the plan for now. See if I can get some bait out here, see what happens, sit here for a while, and then get out of here and go see if I can find some catfish down on the river. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Not a bad bluegill, and hopefully the bite for them is about to turn on here. We can load up on a bunch of them and go do some catfishing. There's one, I think, unless we're snagged on something. Can't quite tell. Yeah, we may be snagged on something down there. Seriously. Yeah, we're hung up in something. That's a bummer. There's a fish on. Well, dang. I can feel him moving with it down there. This is light line, so I can't really just horse them out. Oh, that's a bummer. Alright, there's my next bait. Ready to go out there. There's nothing fancy about my setup here. Not even got a swivel on there. All I've got is just a little hook with a worm on it, a little sinker and a bead there to keep the sinker from burying too far onto that small hook. Last time I had it cast out right over here. There's a little twig that pokes out of the water there, and that's kind of where I've been getting a little bit of action. So a little bit cover down there, so I cast it out that way, and I must have just got a little bit too close. And that last one I had to break off got wrapped up down in there. There was a fish on, but I don't think it was too big. It's still a bummer. I would have loved to have had another bait to add to my cooler, but we'll get this bait cast back out there and try to catch a couple more. Finally. Well, it's been a while here, guys, but we finally got another little bait for the bucket. So I don't know that we're going to be loading up on bait for stock in the freezer, but we'll at least have some bait for an afternoon fishing trip. Salvage what's left of that worm, get back out there, try and do it again. Look, I didn't even realize I had one. I didn't know I had one on. Bobber didn't go under or anything. Yep, and then got that hook. Well, maybe not too deep. Let's see if we can perform surgery on him, get my hook back. Kind of like last week, I don't really care too much if I injure the fish just because I'm taking it with me for bait anyway. But I don't have too many of those little hooks. I'd like to get that hook back out of there. Well, I got that hook out, and I actually don't think I injured the fish. I don't see any blood or anything, so it doesn't really matter anyway. I mean, putting it in a bucket for bait. That feels like a little better fish. See what that is. That's a bass, I think. Well, not what I'm here for, but they're fun to catch. I'll make catfish bait out of that if it was legal size, but it's a little too small for me to keep. At least breaks up the monotony out here. Finally broke down and put a new worm on there. Not bad. And that, my friends, is the last one that you did not see me catch. I've had several kind of hit my bobber, but I haven't been getting the line tight enough, and they've been coming free, and I've been getting frustrated, so I didn't mess with the camera on that one. I just wanted to get him in. I spent way too much time here already. I want to go do some catfishing, so that's what I'm gonna do. Hang it, that little bluegill tries to escape. Get that one there in my cooler. That makes a grand total there of 4 bluegill. One trout earlier this morning, 1 bass. So again, bite is not crazy hot. We really haven't got to that time of year yet. We're still really cold water temps, cold air temps. I'm freezing cold. I thought it was supposed to warm up and be a nicer day today, but my hands are really cold. So it's a good time for me to get out of here. I'm gonna go get a bite to eat, maybe do some catfishing this afternoon. So just a quick trip here. And caught a few. Didn't tear them up by any means, but was able to get a tug on line and scratch that itch, which is always a good thing to do, especially on the weekend. So I appreciate you guys watching, and we will see you in the next one.